Welcome to Suite 301. I'm Sandy Sanderson. It's Eric Curator.
How we doing?
And this is our, let's see, what month is this? This is April. We're in the thick of things, right?
It's about to get crazy.
This is our monthly podcast, webcast, whatever you want to call it here, about Colt Club Sports and all that's going on in the organization. Our many leagues, many of you probably know, we just completed our second basketball season. And we're going to talk about that in detail. But before we dive right in, how do people get involved?
The show is interactive. Call us in, 412-321-8440, extension 100. Anybody out there, football, basketball, baseball, softball, if you got something you want to talk about, we're more than happy to talk with you. Keep in mind this is also social media friendly. You got some comments on Twitter, Facebook, drop us a message. We'll talk about it.
Sounds good. Well, let's get after it, Eric. What do you say?
As you said, we just wrapped up our second basketball season here. How'd everything go?
It was great. We just had the national championship was just 2 weekends ago here in Pittsburgh at LaRoche College. Second year in a row we've hosted it there. We had a field of 8 tremendous college club basketball teams, and a lot of big upsets. A lot of surprises there. Unfortunately, for Virginia Tech, they weren't able to defend their crown successfully. One of the things I thought was interesting, all 4 opening round games turned out to be upsets. With game 1 of the day started with number 5 ECU going to work against number 4 Lewis, taking them out 98-67. ECU, a first-year team to the league.
We're good.
First-year team to the league, and Lewis being a returning team to the national championship tournament. ECU wasn't sure what to expect from them, having such a small roster of only 7 guys, but the athletes came through and performed well for them. Game 2 of the day, Iowa State 78, number 3 Virginia Tech 61. Virginia Tech, our reigning champion, had a big year all season long. Played a lot of basketball all year and successful basketball. Was really surprised to see Iowa State be able to knock them down by a margin of 17. Went on to game 3, WVU number 2 ranked team versus Kentucky. Probably the best game of the day. 79-76 win for Kentucky, the number 7 seed in the tournament. At Kentucky, a brand new club, first year as an organization, and obviously first year as a team. But what a tremendous back and forth game, and came down to the wire. And I believe as time expired, WVU had the ball, within one scoring play of sending it to overtime. Unable to make it happen, though. In the nightcap, Robert Morris, the number 8 seed, the at-large bid, taking down the number 1 ranked Syracuse Orangemen, 115-105. If you like offense, that was a game for it. A lot of shooting, a lot of running.
Very fast-paced.
Yeah, exactly. Last year, looking back, I think one team was excited about they almost broke the 100-point mark last year in the tournament. Here, both teams accomplished it. So we moved on to our field of our Final Four. ECU, and another big scoring matchup with Robert Morris. ECU taking down RMU, 115-110. Once again, just up and down the court. A lot of points there. Then Kentucky, another good game versus Iowa State, 76-72. Wildcats moved on, taking out the Cyclones, presenting us with a national championship matchup of number 5 ECU versus Kentucky. And what a great ball game. ECU ended up edging out at the end, 89-74. But Kentucky had a big lead right before halftime, and ECU stormed back just minutes to go in the last few minutes of the first half to take a 2-point lead into the locker room after being down, I believe, 12 at one point. And then it was all ECU in the second half coming out and taking home their national championship for the Pirates of ECU. Once again, a great ball club, a lot of good guys on there, and a lot of hustle. I mean, they impressed me from the standpoint of their numbers weren't deep, and they played a style of game that involved fast pace, a lot of running, and I imagined they were going to wear themselves out. Wasn't quite the case, and they just had the endurance to put that kind of high-pressure offense on for 40 straight minutes each day.
It was an exciting tournament, and also important that happened that weekend. We had the league meeting, which obviously sets the groundwork for next season. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
What happened?
It really was a good meeting we had. Also there, held at La Roche on Sunday morning. It's the annual meeting that we host where we let the teams participate and talk about what they would like to see change and improved for the future. We talked about a lot of things, about everything from what priorities are important to them when we select a national championship venue, to some eligibility rules about if guys were former varsity basketball players, what's their eligibility at the club level. We talked about lowering that. We've got a new rule coming in place, which is to deter forfeits. It's a performance bond where there's a financial penalty for forfeiting conference games. We debated that for quite a while, determining whether we should lower those the amount that a team can be penalized for forfeiting a game. See what else we talked a lot about. Fundraising opportunities, how the teams operate, how they handle their travel, and so forth, and a lot of big discussion about how we can better recruit teams to join this league, because everyone was here that was real excited about how the organization was ran, how the tournament ran, how it was treated like big time college basketball. And it was something that's to those that hadn't been here in the past, they weren't expecting that. They were expecting more to be intramural or rec league basketball. When they showed up and realized, hey, we're full court, we've got the music, we've got the announcers, the PA, the radio play-by-play broadcast. It was a college basketball game that they were participating.
All the bells and whistles. Too.
Absolutely.
It's not just a backyard intramural rec game here.
Absolutely. We talked a lot about how to handle situations where the visiting team for regular season, if they're running late, what are our policies going to be on handling those kind of situations. And it was really good. And both ECU had a lot to contribute to it. Syracuse proposed a rule change. Kentucky, they were all wide-eyed and taking in a lot of information. Being a first-year club, they didn't really have any track record by which to gauge their performance off the court.
Yep.
And so I think they got a lot of information from just being able to watch and hear and listen to other officers talk.
Yeah.
So
it was productive.
Absolutely.
So when can they expect the ballot coming out? Or is
the
there
ballot
voting?
is
How's that work?
Right now, in my opinion, the ballot is done. Rob is just doing some proof checking, making sure I dotted all my I's and crossed all my T's. And our goal is to have that ballot out to all the teams at some point tomorrow, and they'll have about a week and a half in which to get together amongst their other officers and cast their votes, because every team gets one vote. One ballot on all the issues, and the majority wins. So we'll see what kind of rules get changed.
Make sure your voice is heard. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So we're looking at the off season now. Just got the championship done. We talked about the league meeting. What should teams be doing to get ready for next season?
Well, right now, it's the school year is coming to a close. Guys got finals and things like that. They really need to be thinking about who's going to be running their team next year. Where there's situations where the president's graduating, it's better to knock that out before the summer break
while you're
hits.
all together.
Right, while you're all together, figure out, hey, who's going to be the leader next year, that officer transition, and once they decide on who those leaders are going to be, we need to start communicating with those leaders. So it's important to let us know, hey, I'm graduating, this guy's going to be in charge, here's his contact information. That's one of the big things. Another big thing, it's really important to vote on this ballot that comes out tomorrow. It is the best way for you to have your voice heard. It takes 5 minutes to vote. If you want to put in a ton of time and get all your guys together and really pull all your players, and you can make it hard like that. But at the very least, just open the email, click on the link, and click, cast your ballot. Make sure your opinions are heard, because that's what affects change in the organization. And then the other thing at this time of year is Rob is on the recruiting trail of new teams. He wants to be working with every team in the league, and every prospective team is who else is in your area, who else would you like to see join this league. And Rob's going to be reaching out to you, so make sure you respond to his texts, respond to his emails, give him a call back. Even if you got to say, hey Rob, let's set aside 10 minutes, schedule it Thursday night, when it's your convenience. That kind of communication is big for him to be able to develop the league, and again, to make it better for you. So
exactly. So that 2015, it's in the bag. What's next on your plate? talk about recruiting teams. I know
Yeah, Rob's recruiting
sitting
the
right
teams.
behind me.
And if
here
you're out there
talking.
watching and you want to get a hold of Rob, it's rob.bell@colclubsports.com, or you can be reached at 412-321-8440, extension 105. I mean, he is all over recruiting teams. I mean, you're here in the office with him. You hear him talking
calling
about
everybody.
it's coming. I'm waiting for that. Every time the fax
Exactly.
machine goes off, he jumps up. So,
And then NCBBA All-Americans.
yes, All Americans should be released soon. Probably this week, I believe.
That's exciting.
We're gonna have those released, and then once the ballots come in, we will gauge, how we're gonna move forward
Yep.
with the national championship site, and we'll begin the process of site selection for that. And starts with finding that designated geographic area that fits best.
It just never stops.
Nope, never.
Keep it going.
Absolutely.
Well, I believe we are waiting on a phone call from D'Angelo Hopkins, from East Carolina University. So hopefully he'll be calling in any minute. But while we're filling in some dead time, what was your favorite part of the event?
Let's see. What was my favorite part?
I'll put you on the spot.
I was really pleased with how the Rob Perky did with the play-by-play broadcast.
Baseball guy.
It was the baseball guy.
Yep.
He's a Pitt alumni, so he is. He's ingrained. He's got some basketball mentality to him, having gone to the University of Pittsburgh. But and we certainly had our ups and downs in terms of technical difficulties. It was the first time we'd done play-by-play for basketball. We had a couple things come up, and that were unforeseen, but we were able to work it out and get it going. And I thought he did a tremendous job, really doing his homework on the teams, on the schools, and so forth. And once we ironed out our bugs, technically, I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he did a great job. We had live interviews going on.
Absolutely.
Coaches,
Halftime,
players.
postgame.
Had some staff up there.
Yep.
So yeah, it was very productive. I was very surprised how Rob did.
A lot of social media interaction we had going on as well. A lot of tweeting.
A little GoPro action.
GoPro action, getting some footage through the GoPro that we're working on processing, develop a highlight reel, and so forth. So it looks like D'Angelo is on the line, ready to go. D'Angelo, Sandy Sanderson, welcome to Suite 301.
Hey, nice to be here.
Absolutely. Good to have you on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joined on the line is D'Angelo Hopkins, club basketball president of the NCBBA national champions, the ECU Pirates. Congratulations again on winning the national title just a week and a half ago. How things been since the big win? Well, last time we saw you were here in Pittsburgh. How'd the drive home go?
Seeing how we won, it was a great drive home.
I'll bet.
Everybody was high spirits, and we came back. We had practice. We had a tournament this weekend, another national. We weren't as lucky to win, but hey, can't win them all.
No, you can't. When you got back to school, what kind of reception did you get? I mean, from parents, girlfriends, guys, just buddies in the dorms. How did people? How'd you guys celebrate?
It was a definite buzz on the campus. Like everybody that we knew, they came have like a little celebration at my house. It was pretty fun. A lot of people came. It was more people than I thought, actually. A lot of people supported us.
Good.
Yeah, we'll definitely probably have a nice little squad to bring down there. Some fans to fill those stands up.
Nice, excellent. Well, I'm sorry I must have not gotten the email because I didn't get invited to the celebration party, but I would have been there. That would have been fun.
My apologies.
Yeah, that's all right. So what do you think pushed you guys through to the end? I mean, I don't know if you were watching the show earlier, but I was surprised by the high-energy style of basketball you played and the small roster that you had, that you guys were able to keep up that intensity for 40 minutes straight. But you were able to, and it was impressive. What do you think kept you guys going and gave you that edge, especially against a good team like Kentucky?
Really, it's just the passion, the passion to win and the desire. Because we practice hard, and we normally have a larger roster, but everybody had the heart to fight through the tired, and we made it. We were definitely tired after, like that. I feel like most of the running, and it didn't hit us until the ride home, and we were sore, but the winning made it so, the pain was a lot less than it would have been had we had lost.
That's the beauty of all sports.
Yes, indeed. It's the beauty of winning. I can tell you that.
Now, you as an individual, while your team won the national championship, you, while president of the team, also happened to win the MVP award. talk about your performance and what helped you to play so well and to earn that honor.
Well, I knew I was driving back, and driving back as a loser would have been terrible. So, but I just the pure desire to win. I don't like losing at all, and so I see what my team needs, and I'm out of that. It was not halftime, but the timeout when I gave the team a little speech, that really just gave everybody the energy to come out and play. And you know what I'm saying, I play off my team.
All right.
I play off my team, so when they got some energy, I got more energy, and then it just allowed me to, to end up being the MVP. I just do what the team needs, and I guess they just got me that. It got me that recognition.
Absolutely, and the team got what they could out of you, and obviously that resulted in statistical points. And congratulations on your performance. Now, so that's behind us now. Now's the first day of next season. What do when we look ahead to the next season, what's your plans as an organization to do differently for next year and to improve your opportunities so that you can hopefully become back-to-back champs?
Well, first of all, we're getting recruiting. This is something new to us. We got emails from incoming freshmen saying that they want to play club. So the tryout will definitely have more players, so that's more potential. And the main thing is we're going to keep up the accountability of the team. That's one thing that I feel like that led us to that to the national championship. So we're going to keep that. We're going to add some new players, and we're going to keep it in the insatiable mindset and to never be satisfied. We're going to keep working until we are national champions again.
Outstanding. Well, I love that attitude, D'Angelo. Well, that's all we got for you today. We appreciate you taking the time to call in with the show, and congratulations to you and your Pirate teammates, and keep celebrating.
Thank you. There's no problem. Anytime.
All right. Take care.
You do the same.
All right, D'Angelo Hopkins, NCBBA National Championship Tournament MVP, member of the National Championship ECU Pirates, and team president.
They're very, very impressive.
Absolutely. And I loved his attitude there in the interview.
Yeah.
I
I know us staff, we were talking on the side that we were most impressed by them, so we were happy that, the best team won, so,
in
our opinion.
It's all sports is about finding what it takes to motivate you, and at a 8-9 hour drive home after a loss, that might be the motivations. I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that feeling for the next 9 hours sitting in the car.
Exactly.
So, good stuff there.
All right, well, let's move on. I believe next on the agenda is we're going to bring on Craig Budzik to the set. Talk a little Rawlings, talk a little sponsors. How are we doing, Craig?
Love talking Rawlings. Doing good.
Yeah. How's your first spring?
It's very, very hectic.
Yeah. Well, you're in one piece still, so that's good.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Your hair's not gray yet.
Oh yeah, but
you're still young, so
next year at this time, I think.
Yeah.
I'll start I'll start looking like Christian over there, rocking some gray.
It's good. Cheap shot on camera. All right, so it's been a busy couple months. What's going on with Rawlings?
Absolutely, man. It's always busy with Rawlings. Right now, uniforms and apparel kind of died down. Obviously, we're getting close to the end of the year for baseball. But now baseball sales are. It's a busy time for baseball sales. As regional teams are buying practice balls
Yep.
for regionals and potentially World Series. So they keep practicing and everything. Same with softballs. If teams need to get more baseballs or softballs, always contact me. Phone, email. That'd be the best way. We can get that going for you pretty soon.
Yep.
Baseballs, same price. Game balls are $41 a dozen. Practice balls are $25, and softballs are available for $55 per team per dozen.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
How about football? Big time of year for football.
Football, yeah. So we're in the off season of football. So this is the prime time for football teams to order their stuff for the season. It takes a while, uniforms, equipment. So if we can get going on that right now, that'd be a good first start. And in the coming weeks here, we're gonna have a big football sale coming up here in
Oh, yeah?
the next 2 weeks. So
You want a little cliffhanger, or you got any more
Nah,
details on that?
you guys will be seeing a lot of emails from me, the football teams out there. So that's all I'm going to say right
Yeah.
now.
What is the current discount at the moment?
The current discount is 35% off for all football teams. Off
Nice.
all Rawlings, equipment, helmets, shoulder pads, apparel, and uniforms. And new this year, Rawlings has a uniform builder where you can design your own uniform, customize
See
it
it right in
100%.
front of your face.
Yep. The way you want your uniform to look like, you can do it. So,
Yeah, and they literally just send that on to you, and you can price
so,
quote it out.
Yep, absolutely. It's real easy.
Yeah,
Really
one
easy.
thing I always recommend, I'm sure Craig says it to all you teams too, price quotes are free.
Yes, it never hurts to get a price quote.
I know a lot of you got, mom and pop shops that you've been loyal to over the last couple of years and whatever. Price quotes are free. 35% off, 40% off, that's going to go a long way to saving
Yeah.
you hundreds of dollars, especially football.
Exactly.
Football equipment's
Football's
expensive.
very expensive.
So anywhere you can save a couple bucks,
Yeah.
definitely recommend
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely, yeah. Again, I'll be sending email blasting a lot of all the football teams, and if you need anything from Rawlings, please contact me, and I'll help you the best that I can.
Yeah, switch gears a little bit. DeMarini Bats, obviously a big sponsor we have on board. If you're trying to buy an additional bat, especially a high-end DeMarini bat, you'd be crazy to go anywhere else. We offer exclusive pricing. There's not a specific discount attached to it, but I guarantee you the pricing will be lower than anywhere else you'll go. Not to mention, it will save you price or expenses on shipping, taxes, or any of that.
Yep.
Additional charges, any other dealer or processing fees, whatever the heck they call it. We just charge you the flat base price of the bat, and it's going to be cheaper no matter what anyway. So highly recommend it. You would contact me for that. Get your price quotes. You can go out within the week. So
And DeMarine's got wood bats too, right? For baseball players that are going
For
to
summer
play
ball.
summer ball.
Yep.
summer ball, slow pitch softball, even if you
Right.
want some
I
of
know
that.
A lot of
Yeah.
guys have contacted us about that because they got their summer
Yep.
IM team or whatever, and fast pitch. DeMarine makes the fast pitch bats
Yeah,
for the girls.
softball, exciting news. The 2016 models are out, which is exciting. I got a lot of emails. I actually sold a lot of bats a couple weeks ago. So interested about the 2016 models, which it's exciting. I mean, the new line's out, and teams want to learn about it, and we've had a lot of orders off it, so it's good stuff. And they just bought Louisville Slugger. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's big news too. I'm sure maybe next year during the summer we'll have more information on what products from Louisville Slugger we can provide, and
It's,
it's an exciting time. So definitely hit me up for some price quotes.
all right, let's switch gears to Pledge It, which is a new online fundraising campaign that we just partnered up with, and it can really help NCBA or NCSA teams heading into the postseason. So if you guys want to chime in here, basically how it works, it's a performance-based fundraiser where, say you're a club baseball team and you get someone on board, you got a big series coming up against a big conference rival, and you can have somebody pledge like $1 per run you score in that series, and they will, you get $1 per run that you score in the series, correct?
Right.
Basically,
Right.
so-
And I think with the postseason's quickly
Yeah,
upon us
absolutely.
for baseball and softball, I think creating one of these campaigns for our run to regionals, we'll pledge whatever you want for every run we score at regionals, or every strikeout our pitcher throws at regionals, and the Pledge It website collects at the end of the weekend, at the end of regionals, you just let Pledge It know, hey, we scored 14
Yeah,
runs,
exactly.
we struck out 24 guys, and then they collect the pledges for you automatically and just dump them into your account.
I was
So-
just going to say, it's just that easy. The people you're getting agree to pay the price of whatever, say you do a $1 per run. They agree to it, they put their card info in, and then basically at the end, like Sandy was saying, you just enter in, we scored 100 runs this weekend. It'll
your-
automatically bill them, and it'll go right in your
and
account.
your donors actually get to pick what their pledge is.
Yep,
They
exactly.
might say, I'm going to do a quarter a run. They might say, I might do $5 a run. It's up to you. You as an organization get to pick what statistical category that they're pledging for.
Yeah.
So,
It's even more motivation to
Right.
be more successful in the field. So
yeah. So it's
If you need an
the
NA.
first fundraising platform that we partnered with that was basically athletic performance based. So I think that's fun. So
Yeah.
it really combines the
It's
game.
definitely fun to have that performance based in there. But
All right, Craig.
Anything else?
Appreciate you showing up. Hopefully you're still alive next time we see you in May. And
hopefully.
see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
All right.
So what's next on us?
I believe we got Savannah Aarons coming on to talk some softball, some spring training.
All right.
Some ice to work, so we can hear her.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, Savannah Aarons. How are you today?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. We're just here in sunny Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Is it sunny?
I think it is at the
It's
moment.
trying to be.
At the moment, though, on the driving to work this morning, it was hailing so bad it looked like a blizzard.
Great.
So, but, it's the weather's come around. It's definitely springing around here. But we're joined on the line by Savannah Aarons, VP of Spring Training Operations, as well as the National Club Softball Association. And Savannah, you've survived. Obviously, we got you live on the phone. You survived spring training in Florida. Tell us about it. How did it go?
It was awesome. The weather, we couldn't have asked for better weather. I know you asked me best case scenario what I would love to happen, and I said no rain at all, and I literally was 1 day shy of that. We had 1 day of rain where we had to do some rescheduling, and that was literally it. It's history in the making for sure. Not to mention we've played as many more games than we've ever played, and we had more teams than we've ever had. So, being able to do that and having just a 1 day of rain was huge. So, and I got to see some great baseball.
Excellent. That's awesome. I've been down there with you. I've been there when it rains and how it can throw a big monkey wrench into everything. So that's awesome that the weather cooperated, and kudos to you and your staff for recruiting all those teams to come down and make it a record breaking performance down there. Any specific teams that stood out to you performance wise that
Oh man, we had a couple teams go undefeated. But I don't know that they're still undefeated, obviously, with conference play in full swing. A lot of things have changed. I thought Ohio State D2 looked pretty good. And, Pitt, obviously, I think they used spring training as a springboard for them. I think literally it did exactly what it was designed to do, and it's designed to get your team ready for that conference play, and absolutely I think they came out ready, and I think that's why they've done so well. And quite a few of the other teams that were down at spring training that, looked a little shaky at spring training have come out in conference play and done so much better. And, of course, I'm going to attribute that to spring training.
Absolutely. You want to get the rust off when it's non-conference versus during conference play.
Absolutely. And see, kind of work some things out with your lineup. See where guys are going to hit and definitely getting your pitching lineup ready as well, because there were some guys that came out of spring training that I think showed their team something that they hadn't seen before. So definitely a good way to get those kinks worked out before the conference play.
All right. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot. What was the coolest team uniform you saw?
Oh my God. And I know why Kelsey put those in here because I saw so many Digicamo uniforms. But I'm going to go with the teams that had the purple Digicamo. That was my favorite for sure. There was like 3 of them.
Purple Digit Camo.
But
right.
I swear, almost every team had Digicamo. I don't know. Illinois' Digicamo is pretty cool too. Oh man, I don't know. All the Digicamo.
All right. Well, talk to us about sponsors, because I know part of the spring training experience is all the sponsor hotels and restaurants and discounts that you put together for the teams. What was showcased this year?
Well, I think that the teams, obviously we got to experience the teams firsthand at team nights at Press Box and Players. We loved having them there. Press Box was great. We were able to watch some of the March Madness games with the teams. Like I know Marquette was playing, and we were able to watch a game with them. It's so much fun to experience, other things outside of baseball. We're getting there to hang out and have some good food and drink cold beer. And another thing, out at the field, we had a Red Bull was a big sponsor for us all. The whole month they gave us, they donated Red Bull to the teams. So they'd come over and there was a big cooler of it, and they'd be like, oh, do we have to pay for this? And they're like, nope, Red Bull's got your back. So that was great. The staff was surely energized the entire month.
Nice. All right, so what's spring training's over, but there's got to become closure to it. What kind of things are involved in wrapping up the process of spring training?
So So that would be the tournament survey, which was due the 15th. So if you didn't get it in, you're kind of SOL on that. But most of you guys did. I'd say 90% of you did. So as of right now, we're just working on getting those performances sent back to you. If you completed your survey incorrectly and we're asking you, for a corrected address or something, please make sure to get back to us as soon as possible. We'd love to get all those performance bond check requests placed by the end of the week. So that's our goal, and just closing things up with the hotels and the sponsors, and looking forward to next year. It's crazy because you close something up with a hotel and then they're like, let's talk next year. So 2016 will be here before we know it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, okay. So let's move on to some softball stuff, because I'm on Twitter nowadays, so I see all kinds of club softball tweets, and I'm doing my best to retweet the exciting ones. What's going on in the world of club softball?
Well, I just got back from Clemson yesterday, and we had the first regional playoff. The South Atlantic Regional was last weekend, and then we have 5 more this coming weekend. So. And the South Atlantic really kicked it off. Obviously, I think all the rain that I saved up in spring training came back to me in Clemson.
All right.
So we ended up having to play all 7 games on Saturday, but the teams were great, and we got it in, and luckily we weren't rained out. And surprisingly, the games were all really, really good. Clemson starting out beating Florida, sending them down to the losers bracket and making them work their way up. It was definitely something that I don't think Florida's accustomed to. So, and it being a team like Clemson, who is the at-large bid coming in to the regional. So definitely some surprises out there, and some one-run games that were insane, and it was exciting to watch, even though I was crying about the weather the whole time.
And who ended up winning it all?
Clemson. Yep. It'll be the girls on this team's first ever World Series experience. They haven't been in quite a few. No, I don't think Clemson's been since I played in the league. So that was a long time ago.
Okay, well, we'll tip of the cap to the Tigers down there.
Yeah.
And Florida finished runner-up in the regional, so they also get an automatic bid to the World Series.
Yes, absolutely, and they'll be joining. St. Catherine is the other team that has already received their World Series bid, because they are the SOPAC conference winner, and that conference winner receives an automatic bid to the World Series as well. So we've got those 3 teams, and we'll have another 10 after this weekend, right? Because we've got 5 other regional playoffs this weekend. So we're definitely looking forward to getting those teams geared towards the World Series and start working on travel and fundraising, things like that.
All right, sounds good. What about the other regionals? Are there some new teams out there that are making the playoffs for the first time, or?
Well, in the Mid-Atlantic, it's in Troutville, Virginia this year. UNC Chapel Hill is actually making their first postseason appearance. Super excited for them. They've got a tough road. They've got, they're playing JMU, Miami of Ohio, and Virginia Tech, but they've had a great season, so I'm expecting to see good things out of them.
All right.
As well, in the Great Lakes, which is going to be held in South Bend, Indiana, we've got Michigan making their first ever postseason experience. So I'm excited about that. They actually tied with Grand Valley, who got that large bid, but they had beaten Grand Valley 2 out of 3 in regular season. So Michigan's the 1 seed, and Grand Valley's the 4 seed going into that playoff. So really interested to see how that plays out.
Okay.
The North Atlantic and the New England, New England's a brand new region for us this year, so this is obviously the first regional playoff for them. But both the North Atlantic and the New England are going to be in Danville, PA. So that's exciting. I know the CVB there has already been blowing up, their press releases and their websites, and there's going to be a ton of local people and local Little League kids coming out to the games, so they're super excited about that.
And who's participating in those ones?
Okay, so in the North Atlantic, it's Navy, Delaware, Ohio State, and Penn State. So that's some, perennial powerhouses.
Right.
Lots of World Series experience there. So I don't expect nothing but great games there. And then in the New England, it's going to be Rutgers, UConn, Sacred Heart, and Niagara. So, and this being, Niagara's, first experience in the postseason as well. So I'm super excited for them. And I don't really know much about how those matchups are going to go because I haven't really seen much from those teams. So, we could have a surprise 2 teams coming out of that conference, out of that region as well, going to the World Series.
All right.
And then the Mid-America, which is huge, we're talking 3 top 10 teams participating in that. We've got Air Force, Arkansas State, Kansas, and Iowa State. So definitely interested to see which of those teams come out of there. Craig will be heading to Overland Park, Kansas on Friday.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to make sure Craig gives Marquez a little high five for us.
Right,
And
exactly.
interesting enough, I was in Danville twice this past weekend, so just so you know.
Awesome. Well, let's hope for good weather.
I hope you get the same weather that was there Saturday when I was there.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, and all right, regarding the World Series, we've got 3 teams in. That means there's 13 more left to be awarded bids. So follow along all over social media this weekend, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be blasted all over social media since we've got those 5 regional playoffs going on. And for you teams out there, please be making sure you're working on your renewal LPAs. Those are due June 1st. So big reminder on that. The earlier you get it in, the better, because once you leave for the semester, it's so much harder to get those signatures that you need. So please make sure you guys are working on that.
All right. Both Savannah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, Savannah Aarons, VP of Spring Training Ops and Softball Operations. So big weekend, couple weekends for her coming up as she's in the thick of things with softball regionals and the upcoming World Series. So what's next?
All right,
Eric?
moving forward, let's bring Mr. VP himself, Christian Smith, onto the set. Talk some NCBA, D1.
NCBA, straight out of PA. It's a good song.
Hey, did you know we're 31 days away from
I
World
read that.
Series? I just read it too. I didn't know it
Yeah.
off the top of my head, so I thought I'd
Didn't
bring that to your
realize
attention.
we were that close. That's scary. But
D2 is even closer.
yeah,
So
same time it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time of year.
I had a great conversation earlier today with the club sports director of Michigan, Lexi.
Mhm.
We were talking about their club basketball team wanting to come on board our league, and just their club baseball team's having a banner year. The club softball team's headed to regionals. We had a really nice conversation about
Good.
how good things are going, how good it is to be a Wolverine right now.
Yeah, I think I
Exciting.
just saw they swept Central Michigan, I believe. I don't know if that was this weekend.
yeah, I believe it was. They're undefeated, I believe.
They are.
Home
They're
Peach
9-0.
Alpha.
Home of
Peach Alpha.
yeah.
All right, regionals preview. Where,
yeah.
Where are we going? We got
We got-
anybody clinched up or anything?
Yeah, well, just a quick recap of, everybody should hopefully know this information by now. Great Lakes Regional Tournament there's 8 regional tournaments. 7 of the 8 are the second weekend in May, which is May 8th through 10th. Great Lakes Regional Tournament, Verona, Wisconsin at, I think it's Stanfield Field. I believe Verona is right outside Madison. No teams have clinched for that just yet. Weather's always an issue in that area, so it's a lot of rescheduling right now to get games played. The Gulf Coast Regional, same date, May 8th through 10th, 2015. That's once again in McKinney, Texas. Gabe Nesbitt Stadium at the ball fields at Craig Ranch. I love that name. Nobody's clinched for that just yet. Ryan Norris is running that. If you have any questions about that regional, please reach out to him. The Mid-America Regional Tournament, once again in Topeka, Kansas. I think it's been there the last maybe while. Wow, I was going to say 2-3 years, but it might even be longer than that.
Yeah. Same field.
May 8th through 10th. Great facility, all turf field, real nice. Field Jerry Robertson Field at the Bettis Family Sports Complex. Logan Simiotti, who is a former Iowa player, he's running that tournament. They've been to that tournament when he was a player, so he's familiar with it. Any information needed for that, please let us know. Again, nobody has clinched for that one yet. The Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament. I'm overseeing that. We're going back to Martinsville. That's going to be our 4th year in Martinsville, May 8th through 10th. We do have one team clinched, and that's East Carolina. They'll be making another trip back to defend their title from last year. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. The North Atlantic Regional Tournament. This one, I'm just trying to finalize the details, but games are going to be played in Poughkeepsie, New York. Friday's games are going to be played at two schools, Dutchess County Community College and Marist College. And then Saturday's games are going to be played at a beautiful minor league stadium, Dutchess Stadium, all-turf field. So we're really excited about that. Finalizing the hotel agreement, so I'll have that out to all the teams as well. That's May 8th through 10th. Rob Perkey will be running that. The University of Pittsburgh also has clinched a spot in that tournament. The Northern Pacific Regional Tournament, May 8th through 10th, 2015. Back in Missoula, Montana, at another beautiful stadium. It's called Oregon Park Allegiance Field, where the Missoula Osprey play. That's all set up. Utah State, they have clinched. They're going back. They're defending 2014 national champions. So they're, at this point, having a chance to defend that title. South Atlantic Regional Tournament, May 8th through 10th,
Correct.
2015, LaGrange, Georgia, Cleveland Field,
Correct.
which is on the campus of LaGrange College. Eric is running that one. Florida State has clinched a spot in that.
Yep.
And then last but not least, the Southern Pacific Regional Tournament. This is the only one that's the first weekend in May, May 1st through 3rd. It's being played in Lancaster, California at Antelope Valley College. Beautiful, brand new all-turf facility. Really excited about this one. Details should be out to you. Michael Olivo got everything, I believe, out to you the last few weeks, finalizing that. And no clinchers just yet, but I think we should we need to have the 4 teams by the end of next weekend, which I know we will. So that's kind of wrapping up the regional tournaments. We do have 4 teams that have clinched, but after this weekend, I'm sure that we're going to have many, many more. So exciting,
Yeah,
crazy,
going on.
lots
Coming down
going
the
on.
wire.
It's the what is it? The devil's in the details. Is that it?
That sounds like it.
Sounds
Never
Yeah.
heard of it. Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Just
Gotcha.
getting the
I'll take
details
your word
done.
for it.
Yeah, I believe it's
So
the
after
devil.
regionals, obviously, we have the World
Yes.
Series.
Yes.
Where's the World Series at this year?
In Paducah, Kentucky, which I've been the last 2 years for the Division
Yep.
II World Series, which was hosted in Paducah. I love it down there. I'm extremely excited for the teams to experience Paducah. I know it's kind of might be a hard sell going from Tampa to Paducah, but I think, as I noticed with all the D2 teams, that you're going to fall in love with the city. There's plenty to do. So teams are excited about it. The
Field is gorgeous.
the field is
Yeah.
gorgeous, beautiful playing surface. So I'm really excited for the teams to get to experience that. A lot of sponsors on board this year, which we've struggled with at the D2 World Series, but got commitments from a lot of local sponsors, breweries, local restaurants with outdoor bars and things like that. So going to be lots of things to do while the teams are staying there. So I'm just thrilled to get down there once again and have these D1 teams really get to experience Brooks Stadium and Paducah, Kentucky.
You want to give a shout out to the Long Ball Challenge real quick?
Yeah, another DeMarini Long Ball Challenge, which is on that Saturday night at 7:30. I've been blasting the applications out to everybody. I've gotten several, but would like to get a few more. If you're watching and you know of somebody or you yourself can hit the long ball, fill out an application and just send it in. It takes a few minutes to fill the application out, probably 2 minutes of your time. So, or if you have a buddy on the team and you're watching, tell him to go find the application or email me, just so that we have it and we can see if we can get you down there.
No matter if you're D1, D2, if you're a
Yep.
team not making the postseason,
Yep.
your team making the postseason,
If
I'm
you're
sure Christian wants to
0
hear from you.
20, and you hit a lot of home runs, still
Exactly.
fill out that application, because
All
we'd
right.
love to have you down there swinging for the fences. So, lots going on.
Top 20 poll.
Top 20 pool.
When was the last one released?
It
Any big
was
changes
last
in it?
Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Yeah, there was actually a ton of movement on this one. I forgot to printed off. I wasn't prepared. I apologize. But I think ECU was the only one team that held steady. I think everything else was.
Arizona State made a huge jump.
Yeah, Arizona State jumped up to 2. They're 15-0 in conference. A huge series for them coming up against UC San Diego this weekend. So, yeah, that was exciting to see. I think 3 new teams came into the pool. So, a lot of movement. It's up online. Check it out. The next one will come out next Thursday.
Yep, next Thursday.
Yes, because D2's coming out this
Correct.
Thursday.
This
So,
Thursday.
look out for
All
that.
right.
It's crazy to think that there's only
So many left.
only a couple more top 20 pools
Yep. All right.
left. So,
Last but not least, let's talk some LPA renewals. Little reminders.
LPA renewal.
Exactly. What do you got on it?
get them in now. You know, right now we have only, I want to say, a handful have sent them in. It's so much easier to track down that faculty representative while you're in school and get them to sign it, rather than be home for the summer and trying to email the faculty representative to sign, then you got to sign and send it in. Just go to their office, get it signed, and send it in now, and it's done, and you don't have to worry about it. Take it off your plate. So get them in now. It goes for D2. I don't know if you're going to touch on it too, but any NCBA team, get your renewals in now. They're out. If you need me to resend you one, please do. They're online as well. So get them in.
Exactly.
Uh,
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for D1. Now, if you want to turn this around, talk a little D2.
Okay.
Fire away.
District playoffs coming
District
up.
playoffs are coming up.
And you're only 24 days away from
Yeah.
the D2 World
It's
Series.
kind of frightening.
Yeah.
At the moment, we have 11 teams that have clinched a spot.
How many spots? 32?
We have 11 in. 13 more conference winners we need, and then we need 8 more at large bids.
Cool.
On top of that, so exciting stuff. I'll give you a little rundown here. District 1
Okay, go ahead.
is in Oneonta, New York, at Damascus Field. We got Fordham, Brockport, and Binghamton. District 2, Lancaster, PA. Penn State is clinched. District 3 is at Hooker Field, Martinsville, Virginia. Nobody's clinched yet. Still up for grabs. District 4, LaGrange, Georgia. We got Florida Gulf Coast and Wilmington. It's at LaGrange College. District 5, Columbus, Ohio. EKU with a big sweep over Ohio State D2 this past weekend. Clinched the
Huge.
spot. District 6 in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Same facility as last year. Grand Valley State and Minnesota State Moorhead have clinched. District 7 is in Jacksonville, Arkansas. Ryan Norris is heading that up again. Texas A&M Corps of Cadets clinched this past weekend. And last but not least, District 8 in Cedar City, Utah. San Diego has clinched.
San Diego.
So hopefully, knock on wood, a lot of good weather this weekend. We'll get some more teams clinching and have 4 teams
Just need
everywhere.
good weather.
Good weather for the next
now until
4 weeks,
June
please.
1st.
So it's not a whole lot to ask.
Across
Big
the
ass.
country.
not a
Across
whole
the
lot
country,
to
not just
ask.
here.
So,
Everywhere.
real quick, I know we're running out of time. World Series, Pittsburgh, Kansas, first time there. I know we're very excited. You two
Yeah.
have both been there. Pictures look amazing. It's a turf field. It's going to be great. Makes a lot of less stress for the tournament director. Weather will be nice down there. Got some great sponsors on board. We'll be releasing the info on that later. But yeah, we're really excited. It's a good town,
And
great
you guys,
ballpark.
For D2, you guys got a legendary play-by-play guy, or not play-by-play, PA announcer
Yep.
coming back to the mic, right?
Exactly. And who may that be?
This guy.
This guy. Former D2 PA guy making a return here. So it's going to be exciting. Going to be good stuff. Top 20 poll, I won't go through the whole thing. Penn State sitting up top. The thing of note is new one comes out Thursday. I'm sure a lot's going to change. A lot of teams have clinched. And I'm sure a lot will change in the next one too because all the World Series teams will be there. So that's about all I got. Same idea with the LPAs. Get them in now. You don't want to be home during the summer and having to chase LPAs from your school, and it just becomes a headache. So, all right.
Or left out of the league.
Yeah, you wait too long, we're not gonna have any room for you. Once we do realignment,
Yeah.
that could be a problem. So I think that's the biggest thing to take away. Is
So, yeah, I mean, I forgot if you.
Literally, we're running out of space for teams.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you
how many
think
teams do you
you're
think you're gonna have next year? 40.
close.
We're at
If not.
270 right now, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's getting
So basically, just because you've been in the league year after year after year, you're not locked into next year until we have that LPA.
tight. Exactly.
All right.
All right, Christian.
Word.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
See you in a bit. All right, moving from baseball to football. football season will be here soon. We're in the off season right now, kind of in that transition mode. What's going on in the NCFA?
It's just right now. We've added 5 new teams this year for 2015 season. So just working with a lot of those teams to get them acclimated to the organization, to the NCFA, the benefits of being a member, and so forth. Communicating with them on, a lot of them are starting from scratch, so they need all equipment, all uniforms, so forth, and just working with them through the process of understanding that, you get big discounts through certain vendors by being a member of the NCFA. So a lot of them are pretty excited about it and getting geared up to figure out what kind of orders they need to place for this fall. One of the biggest new items is Sacred Heart University has just named their head coach for this fall. So Greg Jones, just got the introduction today from him. And he's a former varsity football player at Sacred Heart that served on the coaching staff of the varsity team there for a few years. And now they've named him head coach of the club football team.
This isn't his first rodeo. Good for him.
No, yep. So it's exciting for that. Looking forward to working with him and so forth. And then, of course, springtime is spring football. And that's not just for big-time Division I college football.
Yeah.
Our teams are playing spring games. Some of them are playing intercollegiate spring games or intercollegiate scrimmages. I know, and we've invited them to share some of their experiences with spring ball out on social media. And I got to tip my cap to Loyola Chicago, who strapped a GoPro on it. Strapped a GoPro on a couple guys and put some live footage up there, so that was fun too. So, they're working hard, getting ready for kickoff this fall in September. One of the other big things going on in the NCFA is the website has been the 2016 schedule. 2015 schedules have been released on the website. So if you go to ncfafootball.org, you can search every team in the league, their schedule, conference and non-conference, and check out the details there. So website's fully up to date with all the new teams and the new schedules for this year.
Good. All right. Well, I believe we're waiting on a phone call from Scott Hoffman. He's going to chat a little fall kickoff coordinator with us, fall kickoff. He's the coordinator of the event. So
right, exactly. And Scott, former president of George Mason, has been volunteering with our organization for the last couple years. Scott, welcome to Suite 301.
Hey, how you doing, Sandy?
Doing great. Glad to have you on. It's the off season. I know it's probably tough getting you to get off the golf course and sit by a phone and talk to us, but we certainly appreciate it.
Oh, I try to stay away from the golf course. I tend to hit everything but green.
All right. Well, hey, we were just telling our viewers a little bit, giving them the intro of who you are, but also that you're heading up the fall kickoff this fall. We're returning the event that took a year off in 2014. Talk to us about the updates of the event, the dates, who's participating, etc.
Okay, fall kickoff, as you said, took a year off last year, we're bringing it back. It's going to take place in Baltimore, Maryland this year, being hosted by Coppin State. Due to some circumstances, we had to back off the field we were planning on using, and Coppin was good enough to land us their field on some pretty short notice. So we have 6 teams planning on participating. Each team will play one game for the day. First game will be at 11 a.m. We'll feature Wisconsin-Milwaukee against George Mason. The second game will be Ohio State against Longwood. And the third game will be Miami of Ohio against Coppin State, which is actually a rematch of the 2012 national championship game, which was won by Coppin.
Awesome. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Did you mention the dates?
The dates, yes. The date will be September 26th, which is a Saturday.
Okay, and I believe that's, the second weekend of the season?
I believe so. It's second or third week of the season.
Okay.
I almost want to say it's the third. But yeah, a few of the teams that are participating, I want to say it's actually almost an even split between teams starting their season at the fall kickoff and teams who already have a game or two under their belt.
And
It'll be interesting to see what the level of play will be like for some of the teams who haven't had a chance to play.
One of the things I like about the concept of the fall kickoff is first of all, it's early in the season, so it's for many teams it's their first opportunity to play against a team other than themselves exhibition wise. So they're actually getting the play against another opponent, but it's all non-conference, so it doesn't impact whether or not they're going to make their conference championship game or make the playoffs or make the national championship. It just it really gets more exposure from one conference to another, and the central location provides an opportunity for people to see a lot of club football from different parts of the country all in one spot.
Yeah, definitely. For instance, you have Wisconsin-Milwaukee, who I don't think has played a game outside the Great Lakes Conference before, and this year they get to go against George Mason, and both schools at different points have held NCFA passing records, so it'll be very interesting to see how the two schools stack up against each other.
Now, is there a team to beat in this thing, do you think? Like, is there somebody, do you think the 2015 national champion future national champion is going to be competing in the fall kickoff?
It's hard to say, given that I'm only deal with the Mid-Atlantic teams for the most part, but right now, my pick to win the national title was the same I've had the last 4 years now. I'm picking Coppin State again, and I think they are the team to beat in that game against Miami. Probably say a lot about what will happen later on in the season.
Okay. And what is it that you're most excited about the fall kickoff?
I'm most excited to get to see a bunch of new teams. I've never seen Miami play before. I've never seen Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I've been fortunate enough I've gotten to play against Ohio State and Longwood and Coppin, so there'll be some familiarity on that standpoint, but a lot of those teams have never seen each other, and even in the case of Miami and Coppin, they've played, but it hasn't been since 2012, so most of the kids on those rosters haven't gone against each other, so it adds a new factor of excitement there, getting to see someone you normally wouldn't see in a game.
Right, absolutely. All right. Well, we appreciate all the hard work that you've put in to bring this event back to life. I mean, it was a really good event in 2013. We were sad we weren't able to put it on in 2014, but we appreciate you breathing new life into it for 2015, and hopefully it's something that sticks with us for many years to come.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Hopefully it will be here for many more years to come.
All right. Well, thank you, Scott. Appreciate you taking the time out of your day.
Not a problem. Have a great day, guys.
All right, see ya. All right, Scott Hoffman, Mid-Atlantic Conference Coordinator and Director of Events for the NCFA Fall Kickoff Showcase held this fall down at Coppin State. So,
All right.
is that it? My itinerary, I think we're at the last item on
I think we ran out of things to talk about today.
All right. Well, we appreciate, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your time and hope you enjoyed the show. Hope we got some content, touch base on all our sports, so hopefully there was something in there that you appreciated.
Yeah, next episode, May 19th, which is the night of the Division II World Series Championship, the final. So maybe we'll do something cool that day. Maybe we'll figure it out. Anyway, you can find a recording of today's show online at www.ustream.tv/channel/Suite301.
So you're saying there may actually be like a World Series preview. We might
There
get
could
some
be.
players on the show physically.
Yeah, I guess I never put
individually
two and two together, but maybe we'll do something cool that day.
Excellent. All right. Well, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for all your latest updates, and we will see you next time. It's a
See ya.
game. Have fun.